So this is kind of a game that my kids play. They see how much they can push the balloon around while keeping it above the Airmega. And there's something about the airflow that keeps it in place. But if you knock it too far, then it'll fall off. But like even right there, I thought I knocked it too far, but it didn't. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for kind of a funny review. This is the Coway Airmega 200M air purifier. It claims to be a 4-stage HEPA air filter or purifier with 361 square foot of coverage. It currently sits in our living room, which is about 14 or 16 by 22-ish, which is about the stated size for this air purifier. We know subjectively that this air purifier works pretty well because during wildfire season, we had a lot of smoke in the house, and that's what triggered me to buy this air purifier. As you know, in Northern California, we have crazy wildfires, and we went through a stretch about a whole week where we didn't see any sunlight. It was that bad outside. But with this air purifier on, the noticeable smells reduced drastically. Like, I don't think I smelled anything when I was downstairs. We have 2 smaller air purifiers upstairs in our house, and those did okay, but they're much louder and probably not as efficient as the Airmega, which is a lot bigger than the 2 small units we have upstairs. And the balloon floating above it, that's for later on in the video, but it's pretty funny how we discovered that it can do that. All right, so here's the panel on the air purifier. You can see the power button and the speed adjustment. We just leave it on auto all day. Currently, it's in the auto 1 position. So this is the lowest speed. It's pretty whisper quiet. Now, if you jack it up to 2 and 3, it gets a little bit louder. So here's 2. And by the way, the balloon still floats at 2, and it'll do this all day. When we have it on auto mode, it cycles through 1 and 2 mostly. I haven't seen it go all the way up to speed number 3 on auto mode, probably because our air isn't as bad. But I suspect if our air was really dirty, it would. And again, we have the air purifier on too. Let me go over how the filter looks inside. So we've used it for about 3 months, and we cleaned the filter for the first time yesterday, actually. So all you do is pop off the front. So let me see here. It doesn't take much force. I just pop it out from the top, and then it just flips right down. And of course the fan goes off because now the cover's off. And there's 2 tabs up here, right? Let's see. I hope it comes out on video, okay? So you pull down on the 2 tabs, and that exposes the filter. So there's this really coarse mesh filter, but then there's also a slightly finer filter, and then I believe this is the HEPA filter. When I opened this up, the HEPA filter still looked really clean. I want to say it's not as white as when we first bought it. There's a little bit of color coming to it now, but I didn't do anything with this one. There was a lot of junk clogged up in this coarse filter and also in this filter. So I actually took the 2 layers off and I just hand vacuumed it. You know, I have a strong Dyson vacuum, and I just vacuumed the crap out of it on both sides, and I vacuumed the crap out of both sides of this one. And that's all I did. And I'm assuming that's gonna allow me to use this filter for much longer. And to put it back in, there's these 2 tabs at the bottom. I just slide it on, and we're back on. And you can see the fan kicks back on. For the kids, we float the balloon up top. If we have a balloon floating over it, there's something about the airflow that keeps it just right, and the balloon will stay above this air purifier all day. This balloon's been floating above our air purifier for, I think, 3 days now on auto. It's insane. Our kids freaking love it. So when the fan speed kicks up, and you can hear it, right? Because currently it's on level 2. When the fan speed kicks up, our kids get excited and they run over, if they hear it, right, to watch the balloon float up higher. Now, when it kicks back down to 1, it'll come back down. It'll just stay right on top of the air purifier. There's something about the suction of the air purifier and the air exhaust from the back that keeps the balloon perfectly in place. It's freaking cool. So anyways, we have a balloon in the house that floats above our air purifier 24/7 all day. It's pretty hilarious. The funny thing is, our kids were saying, "Oh Dad, we got this balloon, we want to see if it'll float over the air purifier." And I told them, well, I mean, yeah, it'll float a little bit, but it's gonna fly away. And they're like, no, we think it'll stay with the air purifier. You know, and I thought it was kind of funny that they wanted to try it out, and sure enough, it stays with it. It's kind of a freaky thing, right? Let's go back to the panel. So there's the fan speeds. The ionizer, I don't even turn on because I couldn't tell that it was doing anything, to be honest. The next thing, we have a timer and the filter reset. The filter reset lights haven't come on. We've been using this fan pretty much 24/7 for about 3 months. Their air quality is currently blue, but there is an air quality sensor on the side here, which I found does work. If I put something kind of smelly next to it or something dusty, the air quality light will turn purple. It'll change colors, so I think it does work. So for example, I've taken like a dusty pillow and hit it next to the sensor here, and immediately after that, it kicks the fan up higher. And again, I'm not doing any grand objective measures on this, but I know that subjectively at least, our odors are gone. So all the wildfire smells are now gone. And again, the balloon is still floating on top of the Airmega. So throughout the day, the air purifier cycles from speed number 1 and speed number 2, and the balloon just sits up top and just stays there. We know it's at speed number 2 because 1, the fan is a little bit higher, but the balloon rises up higher. And then when it comes back to speed number 1, the balloon comes back down and stays right above the Airmega, which is really weird, right? So this is kind of a funny unintended consequence of this air purifier, and we really enjoy it. It's pretty hilarious. So it's kind of a game that my kids play sometimes. They see how much they can wiggle it while keeping it still attached to the Airmega. So you can see I knocked it a little bit. So this is kind of a game that my kids play. They see how much they can push the balloon around while keeping it above the Airmega. And there's something about the airflow that keeps it in place. But if you knock it too far, then it'll fall off. But like even right there, I thought I knocked it too far, but it didn't. This air purifier, I think, is doing great because it's reduced the wildfire smells during fire season in Northern California. And from what I can tell, it works exactly as advertised. I think there is a lot less dust in the area or in this living room. And there's no way for me to like really measure it, right? But I think I can tell the difference. So thanks for joining us. This was the Coway Airmega 200M. I think it's a great air purifier, and the bonus is you get to float a balloon on top of it all day, 24/7. And maybe the challenge will be to see how long a balloon will float up there before it falls off. And from what I can see, it seems like it'll just go on forever until the balloon loses air. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.